welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one that I'm really excited to share with you guys because today we are doing a full face of MCOBEAUTY. So if you haven't heard of MCOBEAUTY before, it is an Australian brand that you can buy off their website or at Woolworths. I picked up a ton of stuff, so I'll leave the haul up here in the eye for you guys to watch later on. But today I'm going to be doing a first impressions, trying out everything that I picked up. So as you can see, I picked up so much stuff. I filled up this entire Woolworths bag. I've got a couple of really interesting accessories, so if you want me to do a separate video on their facial razors and their micro rollers, then let me know. But I thought today, if we focus on the tools and the makeup, I'm very, very excited. So if you're curious to see how this turns out, then just continue watching. Okay, so starting off, I just wanted to try out one of these 4 hair clips. These are the large hair claws. I've got 2 in the matte and 2 in the translucent. I'm not planning on wearing these for the video, but I just wanted to test them to see if they're actually going to hold all my hair back, because as you can see, I've actually got quite a lot of hair. So let's just try out the clear one. So here is what it looks like. As you can see, it's just a completely clear translucent clip. It's actually got quite a tight hold on it, so I'm really hopeful that this will work. So there's what it looks like in my hair. I feel like it's holding really nicely and it doesn't feel like it's going to fall out. So I'm going to go right ahead and take it out, but it's nice to know that all 4 of these should work quite well. So next I just wanted to hydrate my lips before we go into makeup. So I'm going to try out the Glow and Treat 2-in-1 Lip Treatment enriched with squalane. So this is in the shade Berry. As you can see, it's got this really cool kind of ball applicator, so I'm excited to try her out. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in a little pink squeezy tube. And then on the top of this, the actual applicator has 3 little roller balls. And then I'm guessing you squeeze out the product and then you just roll it straight onto the lips. It feels really nice. It's definitely quite thick. It's quite rich and it actually has like a bit of a berry smell, which is quite nice. So next for primer, I've got 3 different options. I've got the Sherbert Glow Primer, the Hydrating Face Primer, and the Skin Perfect Pore Minimizer. I think today I want to try out this one right here, which is called the Glow Primer. So here is what it looks like. Once again, this is the Sherbert Glow Primer. It says 10 hours oil-free, minimizes appearance of pores, hydrates and preps skin, and is enriched with niacinamide and aloe vera. It also says no parabens, no sulfates, no mineral oils, gluten-free, and it's also animal testing free and vegan as well. So I'm excited to try her out. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in a squeezy tube. So you just open it up and there's a little spout right here. So I'm going to go right ahead and just take about that much product on the tip of my fingers. I'm going to rub that between my fingertips and I'm going to go right ahead and apply that all over my face. So moving on to foundation, I've got 2 different options. I've got the Ultra Stay Flawless Foundation in Natural Beige and the Miracle Hydro Glow Oil Free Foundation in Natural Beige as well. So I think today let's try out this one. This one here is called the Ultra Stay Flawless Foundation. It says controls oil and shine, natural finish, masks imperfections for all skin types and tones, wears up to 24 hours, lightweight, long wear formula, refines pores, buildable medium to full coverage, and once again this is natural beige. This actually has 35 mils, which is 1.183 fluid ounces. This is also gluten free and once again cruelty free as well. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in a nice glass bottle with a pump on the top. So I'm going to shake up the bottle and I'm going to take about a pump and a half on the back of my hand. Here is what a pump and a half looks like on the back of my hand. I will admit, I think the pumps are a little bit small, so I might end up taking about a pump and a half on the other side as well. And then to apply that, I picked up a couple of their brushes. So I think let's use this one here, which is the Pro Foundation and Buffing Brush for liquid or cream foundation on one half of my face. And then for the other side, I also picked up a couple of their sponges. So I think let's try out this one, which is the Magic Makeup Blender. So here's a close-up look at both of the tools. So I'm going to start off with a brush on this half of my face. I read on the back that this is synthetic. It feels really nice. It's got a good amount of bristles. It's not too dense nor is it too loose. So I'm going to go right ahead and take that straight into the product. And I'm going to start applying it straight to my cheek. So that actually went pretty quickly, so I just actually finished that pump and a half just on this kind of portion of my cheek. So I wouldn't say it's a lot of coverage, and I wouldn't say a little bit goes such a long way. So I might go right ahead and just take another 2 pumps with the same brush and take the brush straight into that and go right ahead and try to layer this up on my cheek. It has a little bit of a scent, kind of like a typical foundation scent, a little bit chemically but not too much. Yeah, that's much better. So I used up those 2 pumps off the back of my hand and I applied it to my skin using the brush. I feel like the coverage is definitely picked up quite nicely now. I'd say we're at about a medium to full coverage. As you can see, all of my scars and imperfections are nicely concealed now, and I feel like that primer underneath gave it a really pretty glow. So I'm gonna go right ahead and move on to the sponge side. So here's a close-up of the sponge. As you can see, it's actually quite dense, so I'm really hoping as I wet it, it'll really puff up and get quite soft. So here's a before, and then here's the after. So you can see it definitely expanded quite a bit. I wouldn't say it got a lot squishier, it still feels really dense, but I like that it puffed up quite a bit. So just like before, I'm going to take a pump and a half. I would say maybe the color has slightly darkened. As you can see, that fresh swatch in comparison to the dry down parts looks maybe just a little bit more yellow. But I'm going to take my sponge and apply it straight into the foundation and apply it straight onto my cheek. So there's what that full amount of product looks like on my cheek. So just like before, I'm going to take 2 more pumps, dip my sponge into the product and start applying it on this half. So I just used that full amount of product off the back of my hand on this half of my face using the sponge. And I honestly have to say, I actually think I got more coverage on the sponge side than the brush side, which I feel like is a little bit of a weird kind of phenomenon. I feel like normally with a sponge, it kind of shears out the product, but it might have to do with the fact that this sponge is very, very dense and you can literally hear it. It just kind of bounces that product straight onto the skin. So keeping in mind, I do have a little bit more scarring and active breakouts on this side. This side actually seems pretty good, but I feel like I had to go into that product and just find a place to put it because I felt like just a couple of coats and it was all really nicely concealed. So I don't actually think I have to layer this foundation up at all. I'm very, very happy with the coverage. I actually think it looks really good so far. So moving on to concealer, I've got 2 different concealer options. I've got the Instant Concealer Camouflage and Contour in the shade Light and the Instant Erase Concealer in the shade Light as well. So I think today let's try out this one. So here is what the packaging looks like. Once again, this is the Instant Concealer Camouflage and Contour Concealer. It's a new and improved formula. It's their #1 best-selling concealer. It says wears up to 16 hours, waterproof, smooths and brightens, blurs lines and imperfections, full coverage, and once again, this is the shade Light. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it's definitely trying to dupe out a very popular high-end concealer. It pretty much looks exactly the same and the packaging feels the exact same too. So let's see the wand. So here's what the wand looks like. As you can see, it looks very similar to its competitor. It's maybe just a tiny bit slimmer. So I'm going to go right ahead and pop some concealer underneath my eyes. I'm also going to pop some above here, along my eyelid, center of the face, down the bridge of the nose, and on the sides and the mouth. And then since I liked it so much, I might actually go right ahead and buff that out using the sponge. Wow, that actually looks really nice. So I think I'm ready to set my face down with some powder. So I've got 2 different options. I've got the Brighten and Correct Banana Powder and the Invisible Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder in the shade Translucent. So I think today let's try out this one. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is once again called the Brighten and Correct Banana Powder. Sets makeup all day, mattifies and contours, banishes under eye circles, color corrects redness. I also love the packaging. It's got these little bananas engraved into it. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in an acrylic case. Here is what the powder looks like. So to apply that to the under eyes, I'm going to use my Dose of Colors setting powder brush. Tap straight into the powder. And I'm going to start setting my under eyes. You can definitely see right away how brightening this powder is. I mean, in comparison, you can see how much more lifted this under eye is. I'm also going to really lightly set the center of the forehead and the chin. So I'm actually going to pause the powder there and leave the rest of my face unset so I can try out some of their cream products. So I'm actually going to start off by trying out their cream bronzers. So these are the Instant Contour Cream Bronzers, and I have 2 in the shade Light Medium and 2 in the shade Medium Dark. So I think today we'll try out the shade Light Medium. So here is what the packaging looks like. Once again, this is their Instant Contour Cream Bronzer. It says perfectly sculpted complexion, creamy longwear formula, easily blendable and buildable, and once again this is the shade Light Medium. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it's got near identical packaging to its very well-known high-end competitor. I feel like it's got that same kind of squeezy tube rose gold lid and then that kind of puff squeeze tube applicator. It's got a little lock on lock off option right here, so you just twist it and then you squeeze it. The product comes out the top, you lock it back down, and then you go right ahead and apply. So that's a lot of product off the tip. So I'm going to go very, very gently and start applying the cream to the areas that I normally contour. To blend that out, I'm going to go right ahead and take my same sponge and start patting that out. Wow, that blends out so easily. Wow, oh my goodness. You're kidding, right? That is such a nice cream bronzer. That was so easy. Okay, let's go right ahead and do the other side. Once again, taking my sponge. I'm going to take a bit down the center of my nose and then blend it out with my sponge. Yeah, that is nice. I'm also going to take a little bit by my jawline as well. So moving on to highlight, I've got a couple of cream options. I've got 2 of the Highlight and Glow Beauty ones in the shade Champagne, and I also have the Highlight and Glow Creamy Highlighting Strobing Stick in the shade Champagne as well. So I think today let's try out these. So here is what the packaging looks like. It looks just like that cream contour, but this is the Highlight and Glow Beauty wand in the shade Champagne. It says glowing and illuminating, innovative cushion applicator, creamy longwear formula, easily blendable and buildable. So I'm excited to try her out. So you can see once again the packaging is duplicating a very high-end alternative. So I'm going to go right ahead, open it up, squeeze out some of the product, lock it up again, and then I'm going to go right ahead and take that product on the top of my cheek. And then to blend it out, I might take the opposite side of the sponge. I might also take a tiny bit right above the arch of my brow. I might take some down the center of my nose. And then finally the Cupid's bow. So there's what it looks like on the skin. Once again, that is super, super pretty. I would say it's just the tiniest bit more difficult to blend out than the cream contour was, but that color is absolutely perfect. And it doesn't look super glittery and it doesn't look super textured either. So once again, I'm very impressed. So moving on to blush, I've got a couple of cream options once again. These are all the Highlight and Glow Beauty ones, and I have 3 in the shade Pink Glow and 2 in the shade Peach Glow. So I think today let's try out Pink Glow. So here is what the packaging looks like. Once again, this is the Highlight and Glow Beauty Wand. It says Duo Blush and Illuminator, Innovative Cushion Applicator, Creamy Longwear Formula, Easily Blendable and Buildable, and this one here is in the shade Pink Glow. So once again, here is what the component looks like. Looks just the same as the other two products. So once again, I'm going to unlock her and take out a little bit of product. Lock it up. So I thought with this one I'd give you a little swatch. So here is what the color looks like. And then here is what the color looks like swatched on the back of my hand. So you can see it's super luminous, super glowy, and I feel like actually looks very similar to the high-end competitor. So I'm going to take it straight from the applicator to the top of my cheekbone. Once again, taking my sponge, and I'm going to start patting that out. Wow, that color is absolutely out of this world pretty. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I picked up a couple of backups, because if I ever ran out of this, honestly, that is the prettiest blush ever. Look how glowy and fresh. And keep in mind, some of that is going over powdered skin, so I feel like it's not clinging or patching or doing anything weird. Oh, that's nice. So I'm actually going to take a tiny bit from the tip and apply that to the bridge of my nose. That is a 10 out of 10. Honestly, that is so pretty. If you can get your hands on this, pick up like 40 of them, because that is just perfection. I cannot wait to try out the other shade. So I'm actually going to go right ahead and save these two brushes for my next Emco Beauty try on, because I've still got a lot of products to try out. So I'm actually going to pop these ones aside for my next try on. I'm also going to save these two products for the next try on as well. And I'm going to zoom you guys in so we can start on the eyes. So now that we're zoomed in, you can really see how stunning all of those cream cheek products are. I definitely feel like so far they're the standouts, but I have yet to find something that I don't like. So moving on to the eyes. So for eyeshadow palettes, we only have this one here to try. This is the Eyeshadow Palettes Peachy Nudes. It says Ultra Smooth Blendable Formula, Long Lasting Intense Color, Sculpt, Shade and Define. And you can see it's a little 9 palette. So here is what the palette looks like. As you can see, it's got 9 really beautiful warm shades. And then here's a close-up look at all 9 shades. So I'm first taking this brush here, which is the Dose of Colors blending brush. And I'm tapping into the first shade in the palette. And I'm going to start popping that through my crease. Yeah, that color blended out really, really easily. I feel like that's such a beautiful kind of warm transitional shade. Next, I'm grabbing my Dose of Colors shader brush, going back into the palette and grabbing the middle shade. And I'm going to start darkening up my crease. Wow, you guys, that is such a punchy, bold shade, and that blended like a high-end shadow. I am shocked. Wow. Next, I'm grabbing my Zova 223 Petite Eye Blender, and I'm taking the bottom left shade from the palette, and I'm going to start darkening out my outer corner. So next I'm grabbing my Dose of Colors concealer brush, and I'm taking the top center shade from the palette, and I'm going to place that all over my eyelid. So to help those two lid colors blend, I'm taking the exact same brush but the other side, and I'm tapping into the right hand middle shade, and I'm going to press that between those two shades. So you can see just how much that helps those two shades blend together. So to start on the lower lash line, I'm taking the Real Techniques pointed liner brush, which looks like this. And I'm grabbing this shade here from the palette. And I'm going to start buffing that on the lower lash line really close to my lashes. And then to tie in some of those crease colors into my lower lash line, I'm taking my Real Techniques smudger brush and I'm combining those first two shadows. And I'm buffing out the lower lash line. So that is the finished eye look that I created using this palette. I feel like the eyeshadow look is so fun and neon and bright. I feel like this shade right in the center really kind of tied it all together. I didn't expect it to be this neon, but I'm so happy it is. I think it is such a fun eyeshadow look, and it actually wasn't that hard to create. So I can't wait to try this palette again in my next look. So moving on to liner, I've got two different options. I've got the waterproof eye defying liner in the shade Double Black and the 4-in-1 multi-purpose eyeliner pencil in the shade Universal Nude. So I think let's try out this one. So here is what the packaging looks like. It is just a sharpenable pencil. I don't think it winds up. No, it doesn't. So it's just one that you sharpen. So I'm going to go right ahead and pop that in my lower waterline. I'm actually taking it quite low to give it that grungy feel. And then I'm taking that pointed liner brush to help buff it out. So for liquid liner, I've got a couple of different options. I've got the Lash Bond Eyeliner and Lash Kit. So it's pretty much like a liner and lash duo. And then I've got the Winged Eyeliner Stamp and Liquid Liner Duo in the shade Black. So I think today let's actually try out the kit. So here is what it looks like. This is once again the Lash Bond Eyeliner and Lash Kit. It says innovative adhesive liquid liner pen. Finally, quality lashes that have amazing hold. Create a flawless winged eyeliner look and false lashes in seconds. Includes one pair of lashes and one liner pen. This is the style Natural Lashes. And you can see that this is a new formula as well. So let's go right ahead and start off with a liner. Okay, so starting off with a liquid liner, here is what the packaging looks like. And then the tip is a felt tip. So I'm going to go right ahead and start drawing my liner. So there's one eye done with the liner. I would say the formula was okay. It wasn't great. It was a little bit sheer and a tiny bit patchy, but I feel like I wanted to do one eye at a time just in case it dried too quick. So I've got my trimmed set of lashes right here, and I'm going to go right ahead and stick them on. So there's one eye done. I feel like the lashes are okay. They are kind of stubborn and I feel like they're sitting down a little bit. Keep in mind, I don't actually have any mascara on. I actually might do mascara on this eye and then do the liner and then the lash and see if that helps. So on this eye, you can see there's no mascara, just the liner and the lash. And I feel like it's not the prettiest. I feel like it's okay. Probably the one product so far that I'm not in love with. So as I said, I'll go right ahead and do mascara on the other eye and then go back and do lashes. It's a little bit backwards, but I thought maybe that might be the reason that these are sitting so far down. But for mascara, we've got two different options. We've got the Extend Lash Tubing Mascara in the shade Black and the Fat Lash Volumizing Black Mascara in the shade Black. So I think today let's try this one out. So this is what the packaging looks like. Once again, this is the Extend Lash Tubing Mascara. It says award-winning tubing mascara. No panda eyes. Slides off with water. Perfect for sensitive eyes. Water resistant. And this one here is in the shade Black. So here is what the component looks like. As you can see, it's a white bottle with a silver cap. And then the wand looks like this. So you can see it's a nice slim mascara wand. So I'm going to go right ahead and apply it to this eye. It's a bit of a drier formula, but it's building up really, really quickly. I'm also going to do my lower lashes. So there's what the eye looks like with one heavy coat of mascara. It's quite a dry formula, but it built up really quickly. It's nice and black. It wasn't a mess to apply. So far, so good. So I'm going to even myself out and do the liquid liner and lashes on this eye and we'll come right back. So I went right ahead and I just evened myself out. So I've got mascara, liner and lashes on this eye and just the liner and lashes on this eye. No mascara just yet. So I do think the liner and the lashes and the mascara side looks a lot better. I feel like it's a little bit more lifted. It looks a little bit more full. I'm actually going to experiment and actually take off the lash, then do the mascara and then try to stick them back on and see if you can just touch it up or whether once it's on, it's on. So I'll do that and I'll come right back. So I thought in case you're curious to see it, this is the mascara and the liner on its own. And then there is the finished eyes with both of the eyes completely even now. So I would say if anything, I don't actually mind the finished result. I actually think the lashes look quite pretty once it's got the liner and the mascara to kind of fill in the gaps. I feel like it's kind of solved that like heavy weighted down feeling. They feel more lifted now, but I feel like if anything, I feel like they're not that much easier than just like a regular set of lash and some lash glue. So you have to be quite good at liquid liner in order to get it to kind of finesse, and you do have to go over it a few times, but I feel like if you want to try it out, it's actually quite a nice formula and I don't feel like my lashes are going anywhere. So moving on to brows, I actually want to try out this product right here. This is the Hair and Brow Magic Wand. You can also use it for flyaways around the hair for a tight bun, that type of thing. But I actually want to try it out as a kind of laminated brow effect, so we'll see if that works. So here is what the component looks like. It's just a really nice kind of soft pink color. And then the wand, it's actually a comb. I did not expect that. So it's kind of like one of those plastic fiber combs. So I'm actually going to start off by taking it on the shorter side and try to fluff up my brows. And then I'm going to take my finger and see if I can kind of flatten them down. So that's what it turned out looking like. It's actually not too bad. It's not that strong of a hold. I feel like my brows would drop really quickly, but not bad if you're in a pinch. So moving on to brow fill-in products, I actually have quite a few different options. I've got the Tattoo Brow Microblading Ink Pen in the shade Medium Dark, the Precision Brow Superfine Pencil in Medium Dark, the Instant Brows Retractable Brow Pencil in Medium Dark, the Instant Brows Express Kit in Medium Dark, and the Magic Brows Brush On Fiber Gel in Medium Dark as well. So I think today let's start off with the Tattoo Brow. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is the Tattoo Brow Microblading Ink Pen. It says hair-like strokes, long-lasting natural look, precise micro fork tip. And once again, this is the shade Medium Dark. So here is what the component looks like. And then on the inside, it's got a little fork brow applicator. So I'm going to start filling in my brows. Yeah, this is definitely going to take some practice. I feel like my brows look a little bit harsh. So that's how the brows have turned out looking like. I just took the foundation brush and just lightly tapped over it just so I could kind of mute out the color, and I feel like it helped quite a bit. And then moving on to lips, I've got a couple of lip liner-esque products to try out. I've got the Lip Liner Universal in the shade Epiphany, and then these three are the double-ended lipstick and liners in the shades Soft Rose, Natural Peach, and Nude Rush. So I think let's try out these. So I couldn't decide which shade to wear, so I thought let's try on all three. So once again, this is the packaging. This is the double-ended lipstick and liner, 2-in-1 matte cream long lasting, define, enhance, and shape, and the first shade here is Soft Rose. So here is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it comes in really nice, clean, simple packaging. The bottom is the lip liner, and then on the top there's a lipstick. So here is the first shade called Soft Rose. As you can see, it's a really pretty mid-tone pinky rose color. The only thing is, nowhere on the packaging, neither on the lid or on the actual component itself, does it say the shade name. So if you have multiple of these and you want to repurchase it, you'll have to remember the shade name. But there's the first one, once again, Soft Rose. So here is the second shade called Natural Peach. As you can see, it's a really pretty mid-tone peachy coral. The one thing I noticed is on this particular one, it actually has the shade name written on it. So I'm not sure if this is a newer batch, but this one has the shade name and the other one doesn't. So once again, this is the shade Natural Peach. And then the last one that I have here is the shade Nude Rush. This is such a beautiful mid-tone nudie peach. I feel like by far out of the three of them, this is my favorite shade so far. I feel like if anything, I didn't think it would be because looking at the packaging, it looks a little bit dark. But as you can see in the swatch and on my lips, it is the perfect mid-tone nude that I think would look so good on so many different people. So once again, this is the shade Nude Rush. So yeah, guys. This is it for my full face of Emco Beauty. I had so much fun at sitting down here and playing with a whole bunch of brand new products. Let me know what you think of the finished look because I am so obsessed with this neon eye and a nude lip, but I feel like the cheek products are definitely the standout from this brand. Let me know if you've tried anything from the brand down below in the comments, and if I haven't tried it yet, let me know what I should pick up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then you guys know what to do. Please feel free to leave me a like, comment and leave any requests that you have down below in the comment bar. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell and drag it all the way down to all to become a part of this family and be notified of all my future videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. She is stuck on there real good. The Highlight and Glow Clip. Sweaty, sweaty, sweaty.